what is there anything else that you can share from the complaint-free world or that movement that would help some of our parents of teenagers who have maybe one or two things to complain about every day?
Right. For me, the biggest thing that made the difference for me with the complaint free is knowing why someone's complaining to me or
Mm.
why I'm complaining. And so I teach that. And there's videos online. You can look up Will Bowen on YouTube. I don't have a video, a full length video out there for complaint free, but Will Bowen has a really great, it's like an hour and 25 minutes, I think. And he breaks down the everything with complaining and the 5 reasons why we complain. Is it getting attention, removing responsibility, which is a big one if you have teenagers. So I'll just
Mhm.
describe it real quick. So when people complain to remove responsibility, they're essentially saying you're giving them a task to do, and now they're going to come up with all the reasons why they can't do it. So you tell your kid, okay, you need to clean your room today. And then your kid will say, I've got basketball practice, I've got homework, I've got all these things, right? And so the tool we teach is you don't provide the answer for them to have them get it done. You ask them, if it were possible, how might you do it? So you're
Mm,
giving the power back to them, like, okay, I need you to clean your room. So if it were possible, I hear you, you have basketball practice, you have homework, but if it were possible, how might you do it? And so then it's for them to come up with the answer of, okay, well, I suppose if I did my homework first, maybe at the end of the night before bed, I could just quick tidy up before I get into bed. And plus it'll help me sleep better because my room's cleaner, you know, but it's giving them the responsibility, not just telling them the answer. And that works in business too. So knowing why people are complaining, then you can learn like how to approach it and how to respond in a
yeah.
different way,
How to shift it.
how to shift it. Yeah. So that makes a big difference.
And I love that that connects back to your story too, your origin story, so to speak, where you're like, well, what if this is possible? How would I
Yeah,
do it?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. If it was, because it puts you in that frame of mind of what's possible and not all the reasons why it can't, but
Right.
maybe all the reasons why it can work.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of utilizing it in a way at the time and not even knowing it
Hmm.
by framing it that way. Like, you know what? Who knows? We'll see what'll happen.
Right. Because
Not,
that word, that can't word, it shuts us down. It
mhm.
prevents us from seeing the possibilities, and all we see is the circumstances that are in front of us or that are trying to close in us, somebody else doing their thing that we don't like. And it doesn't really give us any, it doesn't give that frustration or emotion any place to go.
Right. And it's appropriate, but it's funny. I heard this saying where someone was saying, like, when you're stuck in your negative mind, remember that even garbage can be positive. So it's because it's a garbage can, not a garbage can't.
I love that.
So there's always a way up. So even garbage can. I just thought that
Right.
was
I love it. Well, I know. I mean, and there are people in the world who would trade so much for having what you have too. I mean, I think about I know a exterminator, and he is so passionate about bugs, and he loves working, he loves helping people get rid of bugs, and he loves learning everything about bugs. And I'm like,
funny. Yeah.
I am so grateful that there are people in the world who want to do that
Yeah.
because it's not for me. Right.
Right.
So there is somebody looking at you going, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're doing that because it's not for me.
Right. Yeah. And
um,
I've had that. I've had
yeah.
people say, like, I could never get on stage, but
Oh, you get to convince them otherwise though. And that's
right. Like you can.
right. That's probably a really great opportunity for us to shift into kind of the things you're building.
Yeah.
Going from silencing yourself, keeping yourself small, silence is safe, to getting on stage,
Yeah.
talking about complaining, and then also talking about kindness and communication and how to bring out your voice and connect with your authentic self.
Yeah.
And now you get to help nudge others in similar ways that you've been nudged.
Yeah. And when you brought up Kindness Bucket Brigade, I think about how I was silent for so many years that had I not done the complaint free, that movement probably never would have happened because I wouldn't have spoke up or even thought to create a group to have this online community to help stop online bullying. So when the